Two new reagents have been added to the game. On the left is potassium iodide, which gives you a short-term radiation protection. You can find these in radiation treatment kits, can also be made. There's also haloperidol, which removes hallucinogens, any stimulants, but it also makes you drowsy, which drowsy is a new effect. That also means chloral hydrate no longer instantly puts you to sleep, but instead it will make you drowsy. So if I look at chloral hydrate in the guidebook, we'll see that the effects of chloral hydrate, it still slows you, but it causes drowsiness. That means things like tranquilizers and stuff will no longer instantly put you to sleep. And while how the way drowsiness works is that you basically just have a chance of falling to sleep randomly, but you don't stay asleep very long. You can just wake back up once the short cooldown ends. So that's something to keep in mind, that chlorohydrate is certainly not that useful anymore for at least quick stunts. It still slows though. Potassium iodide can be made with just potassium and iodide. Pretty simple with that one. Causes radiation protection for at least 2 seconds. Reduces damage effects of radiation by 90%. This could be really useful to hand out for like if the singulus gets loose. And then haloperidol is, as it says, it causes drowsiness, but it basically removes every single major effect from the game. Funnily enough, it doesn't actually remove stimulants, even though it says it deals with stimulating drugs. Maybe forgotten, maybe intentional, because it's a syndicate item. Either way, new reagents to work with and play with. The cutter machine has been added to the game. The cutter machine lets you make basically any of the floor tiles in the game that, well, of like the ship-based basic tiles. You can't make like shuttle tiles and stuff, but this gives you a massive amount of extra options rather than just the default-looking tiles. Wearing helmets now prevents your characters from having unwanted haircuts. So if somebody's trying to go around cutting your hair and you're wearing a helmet, they can no longer do it. Also means you have to take your helmet off to get a haircut. Rechargers now show the charge percentage of items being charged. You don't have to constantly take them out and examine the weapon or whatever is being charged. You can just shift click the recharger itself to figure out what its current charge percentage is at. Firefighting closets and emergency closets have been changed to have some more guaranteed objects. The firefighting closet is now guaranteed to have a fire extinguisher, and the emergency closet is now guaranteed to have a crowbar either in the toolbox or in the locker itself. So this gives a little bit more consistency of where to find things and makes these, well, I guess more consistent in emergency. The particle accelerator computer now requires engineering access to actually work with it. So I don't have my PDA on, I can't even scan the parts. If I have the access though, I can scan the parts, which also means you have to have access to change the strength, turn it on or off, etc. Dank pizza now requires cannabis leaves instead of ambrosia, which also means that Dank pizza no longer provides any healing, but provides, I guess you could call it spiritual healing instead. Just something to keep in mind, you can't make free health pizzas or order free health pizzas as easily anymore. Meteors now leave a bit of ore behind when they explode, which gives some extra indication that A, it was a meteor that was there, not an explosion, so that's one thing. Plus you get a little bit of ore back to maybe help fix the damage the meteor caused. F9 is now the default key to open up the round end summary after it's ended, so if you accidentally close the round end summary, just press F9 to open it back up. And the last thing I'll talk about for this week is that you can now export PNGs of sprites directly. You can right click a sprite, hover over it, go to debug and click export sprite. And in the lobby and the character setup, this is how you can export your character images and open the exported images that you've well exported. So this is a very useful tool for like thumbnail creation, making art, getting references, you name it. I want to thank all of our maintainers and contributors for all their hard work this week. Actually some out-of-game tools, which is very interesting and always appreciated. Anyways, thank you for watching.